Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ismi Nur Juhaidah binti Muhammad Siraj minal madrasah al-mashhur al-wataniyah ad-diniyah lil banat. I am 17 years old. I have participated in E-Kalimatus Sobah Menengah Atas peringkat negeri Pulau Pinang, and Alhamdulillah I have successfully got a second place. Other than that, I also participated in Kuis Kenali Taman Laut and also got a second place in this. Besides that, I also took part in Anugerah Nilam peringkat negeri Pulau Pinang and also got a title as Mentor Daerah peringkat daerah Pendidikan Daerah Timur Laut Pulau Pinang.
So these are some of the videos of me. Enjoy!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Syukran jazilan li ra'sil jilsah asdiqai wa sadiqati al-a'izza. Siyadati tuyuf al-kiram wa ayyuhal jumhur al-karim, as'adallah sabahakum jami'an. Akifu amamakumul yawm liuqaddimu lakum khutbatan qasiratan tahta al-mawdu' ar-riyadah sillah matinah bil akhlaq al-fadilah. أولا هيا بنشكر الله تعالى الذي أعطانا جميعا نعمه حتى استطعنا أن نجتمع في هذا المكان المبارك. أيها الحاضرون الكرام، إن الرياضة البدنية هي الأساس الذي تقوم عليه صحة البدن، وقد فطنت الأمم منذ قديم الزمان لفوائد الرياضة. فالعرب قبل الإسلام مارسوا رياضة المشي لمسافات طويلة والعدوى والألعاب الفروسية، فاكتسبوا صحة وقوة في الأجسام. وممن اشتهروا بالعدو وخفة الجسد الشاعر تأبط شرا والسليك بن سلكة وغيرهما. وعندما جاء الإسلام شجع على رياضة السباحة والرماية وركوب الخيل، وكتب عمر إلى الولاة: أما بعد فعلموا أولادكم الرماية والسباحة وركوب الخيل. وأثر عن الرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه سابق عائشة رضي الله عنها مرتين، فسبقته في المرة الأولى وسبقها في الثانية لأنها سمنت. وصرع عليه الصلاة والسلام رجلا من أصحابه يدعى ركانة بن عبد يزيد المطلبي، وكان من أشد الناس، فصرعه رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. أيها الإخوة الأعزاء، والرياضة البدنية زيادة على تقويتها للعضلات وتنشيط القلب والدورة الدموية وإذابة الشحوم وحماية الجسم من أمراض القلب والكلى وغيرها، فإن فيها فرصة للترفيه ودفع السأم والملل عن النفس. فالنفس البشرية تحتاج ما بين الحين والآخر إلى فترة زمنية ترتاح فيها لتستعيد نشاطها، وذلك ما عناه الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم بقوله: روحوا عن القلوب ساعة بعد ساعة. والرياضة تكون عبادة إذا نوى المسلم قلبه أنه يريد بها إعداد نفسه ليكون قويا، فإذا دعا داعي الجهاد لباه بعزم وإرادة قوية. والصلاة مع أنها عبادة روحية إلا أن فيها من الحركات ما ينشط الجسم ويدفع الدم في الأوردة والشرايين ويبث الطمأنينة والدفء في النفس. وكان عليه السلام يرتاح بالصلاة ويقول لبلال رضي الله عنه: يا بلال أرحنا بالصلاة. أيها الحاضرون الأحباء، فالنفس البشرية في حاجة إلى غذاء، وغذاؤها تلاوة القرآن الكريم والذكر. قال تعالى: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، الذين آمنوا وتطمئن قلوبهم بذكر الله ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. صدق الله العظيم. من سورة الرعد 28. ويجب على الشباب أن يحرصوا على ممارسة الرياضة البدنية من غير إفراط، وعليهم ألا ينسوا واجبهم نحو النفس، فهي في حاجة إلى ممارسة نوع آخر من الرياضة، وهو كما ذكرنا سابقا العبادة بضروبها المختلفة. وأكتفي بهذا القدر، وسامحوني على الأخطاء وسبق اللسان، والكمال كله لله سبحانه وتعالى، وبالله التوفيق والهداية، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Have you ever tasted the most tender melt in your mouth donut texture? And I'm so excited to show you guys on how to achieve that. If you love donuts, you'll be blown away by how much better freshly donut tastes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Juhaida binti Muhammad Siraj. I am 16 years old and I'm studying in SMKA Perempuan Al-Masyur. Today I am super duper excited to get my feet wet to try out the fluffiest homemade donut recipe for my biology project. I am very sure this fluffiest homemade donut recipe will be perfect for a weekend treats and to satisfy those sweet tooth cravings. So as you can see, this is my first video in my YouTube channel. So I really hope this video will be beneficial for you. Before I start to bake the donuts, I'm gonna explain some process involved in the donut production. So let's go.
Today we will learn biology about yeast fermentation and anaerobic respiration. So what is fermentation? Fermentation is the process of incomplete breakdown of glucose in a condition of limited oxygen or without oxygen. Fermentation reaction is used to produce alcohol from sugar, while anaerobic reaction requires no oxygen to be present other than the oxygen atoms contained in the sugar. Alcohol fermentation. In baking, it causes yeast and bacteria to convert sugars into carbon dioxide, among other things. Yeast is mixed with sugar, water, flour, and salt to make dough. The yeast then respires anaerobically, producing carbon dioxide. Bubbles of carbon dioxide are trapped in the dough of the bread. This makes the bread rise, resulting in a lovely, soft, bouncy loaf bread. Yeast uses glucose as a fuel to produce carbon dioxide, ethanol, and energy. The energy that is produced by fermentation is useful to the yeast, as then uses this for metabolic process such as food. Donut production. Make a dough by combining yeast with flour, water, and some sugar. The dough is kneaded to mix all the ingredients together and then left in one place. The enzyme in the yeast break down the flour to release sugars. These are first used in aerobic respiration, but the yeast soon runs out of oxygen. Then the yeast switches to anaerobic respiration and produces lots of carbon dioxide and ethanol. The dough is left for a few hours for this process to happen. The dough rises as the carbon dioxide bubbles get trapped. It can get bigger 4 or 5 times than its volume. The dough is then fried with hot oil, the yeast are killed, and the ethanol is evaporated.
Now that we have learned about yeast fermentation and anaerobic respiration that occurs in making the dough of donut, we are going to start baking now. Besides, I'm gonna give some tips on do's and don'ts throughout the video. So let's stay with me till the end of the video to check out the result.
First of all, we're gonna need 2 cups of high protein flour, which is equal to 250 grams. Next, we need 15 grams of butter. For me, I use the Buttercup brand. In addition, butter or oil softens the gluten structure that you develop during the kneading process. Other than that, I also use the dough softener to increase the consistency of the dough. Therefore, it also helps to expedite the rising and proofing process to save time and effort in the bread making process. After that, we also need shortening to shorten the strands of gluten, resulting in a less elastic and sticky dough. Furthermore, we also need sugar strands to decorate our donut according to our own creativity. Same goes for the choco rice. Most importantly, don't forget to prepare warm water to provide a suitable temperature for the yeast to undergo fermentation. Here we have 2 tablespoons of condensed milk to sweeten the donuts. And also 1 tablespoon of cane sugar. Last but not least, the main ingredients in this recipe, which is a dry yeast. So these are all the ingredients needed to bake the donuts. Ta-da! So here we have these 3 ingredients and we have to mix it into the warm water. Now, mix the mixture until all the solution dissolve completely like this. Later, we're gonna leave it for 10 minutes to let it form. Make sure to place it in a dark place and close the mixture. This is how it should look after 10 minutes. This shows that the yeast fermentation had occurred. Now we are going to make the dough. Firstly, transfer the flour into a bigger bowl and add the shortening. Next, you can add the dough softener. Put some salt, then the butter. It's time to add the solution that we have made before. Remember to add little by little so that our dough will not become too sticky. As you can see, the dough is about to form. So keep kneading it until it is not sticky anymore. Kneading time will take 5 to 7 minutes. So I have kneaded the dough until it gets the perfect texture. Then shape it into a round shape. Get a damp towel and close the dough. Leave it for at least 1 hour for the dough to double its size. While waiting for the dough to rise, we are going to make a chocolate glaze for our donuts. I'm making a simple chocolate glaze, which is I'm using Van Houten chocolate and butter. Heat them together until melted, like this, and set them aside. Wow, as you can see, the dough has doubled its size. Again, gently deflate the donut by turning and pressing the dough several times. Ooh, as we can see, our dough has a really soft texture. Now, sprinkle a little bit of flour onto the rolling pin surface. This is to make sure the dough will not stick on the surface while rolling it. Firstly, we're gonna start with a smooth edge round. Roll back and forth over entire dish until this becomes small oval. So you need to roll out the dough to 1/2 inch thick. Lastly, roll back and forth again until oval becomes more circular. Continue turning and rolling until circle of desired size is achieved. Here, I'm using the alternative way to get a round shape for the donuts by using a bowl and a plastic bottle cap. Don't worry, you don't really need a donut cutter. As long as it can give you a round shape to the donuts, it is good enough. By using the dough that I have rolled, I can get at least 4 donuts at once. Now I'm using the plastic bottle cap to make the hole of donuts. Well, it's just nice. Moving on, I'm going to place the donuts onto the parchment paper that I've cut. Well, if you don't want to cut the parchment paper, you can just leave some space between the donuts. So now we're gonna leave these donuts for about 20 minutes to let them rise again. This is to make the donuts become fluffy. The beauty of this dough is that you can re-roll it and it's a wonderful soft dough. So reshape it, roll it out again, and continue making your donuts. The dough has risen and it's ready to be fried. Carefully put the donut into the hot oil. Cook the donuts at a slightly lower temperature will assure you that beautiful, even browning and a super soft donuts. If you have a thermometer, use it. But if you don't, just make sure your donuts are bubbling gently. You may have to adjust your flame as you're cooking this, so keep that in mind. And you're going to cook this on both sides until they are beautifully golden. Remember, always keep your kitchen clean. Surprise! And these are the results of our fluffiest homemade donut recipe. So this is the part that we have been waiting for, to dip our donuts into the chocolate glaze. Don't worry about the look of chocolate glaze on the donuts, because trust me, once you have left them for a few minutes, it will look better. Make sure to cover all the surface of donuts with chocolate glaze to taste better. These are the result of making the fluffiest homemade donut recipe. It's better than any donut you will ever buy. I need to immediately show you how soft and tender these donuts are. I'm sure you will satisfy with the result. For your information, I'm using cream cheese, Oreo, essence vanilla, and condensed milk to make cheese Oreo toppings for my donuts. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you'll enjoy watching it, and if you have tried this recipe, do give your feedback in the comment section below. Bye! Have a nice day! That's all for me. Thank you for watching.